Well, did James Gunn just confirm that Gal Gadot was indeed done as Wonder Woman? There really hasn't been any decisive answers to this question, and fans, well, they really want to know, and some of them really want Gal back. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about what James Gunn said, seemingly confirming the status and what this means for the future of the character. Now, before we do that, though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos. We want to be your place for all the superhero news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you are in the know. Well, despite Gal Gadot being pretty insistent that she will indeed return as Wonder Woman, for me, at this point in time, all signs seem to point that her time as Wonder Woman has ended. James Gunn has already cast a new Superman and is searching for a new Batman. So for the longest time, we've been making the point that there's no real reason to believe that this particular character will return with the original actor. Now, to be fair, Gadot has noted repeatedly about meetings with Gunn and Safran, and while she was promoting Heart of Stone, she even claimed they assured her time as Wonder Woman was not over. Now, despite all that, though, the plug had already been pulled on Patty Jenkins' version of the character right after DC Studios was formed, mostly because Gunn was definitely rebooting the story. Now, shortly after this happened, Gadot's comments about her Wonder Woman returning started to make headlines, and a firm denial was published in many of the trades, kind of putting some egg on her face and making a liar out of the actress during a time that she actually couldn't respond because the SAG strike was going on and no interviews were being recorded. Now, the general theory has been that Warner Brothers and DC Studios were actually the inside source debunking her return, but for the most part, James Gunn has remained completely silent. Well, until now. Now, as many of you know, Gunn likes to use threads, and he answers a lot of questions from fans. And recently, a fan asked about rumors that the animated Creature Commandos show will feature Gal Gadot. This seemed to spawn from the fact that Anya Shalatra had been cast as Cersei. And when Gunn was asked, and I quote, "Is it safe to assume Wonder Woman hasn't been cast yet? Correct?" Gunn responded with a very blunt, "Correct." Now, there's not much space to read between the lines here because Gunn has said many times, whoever is playing the animated version of a character will play their live-action counterpart. And if no Wonder Woman has been cast, well, his current live-action Wonder Woman is not the person voicing a character. Now, none of this should come as any surprise to many people. For me, it's been very apparent that Gadot was out, even though many fans are very, very passionate about her return. I see a lot of the comments on the channel, and I know a lot of you support her in the role. But it seems at this point that this ship has already sailed, and that the decision has been made behind the scenes. Now, I kind of understand it because it's really tough to have a new Superman and a new Batman, but retain the same Wonder Woman, especially when they're the three primary faces of your universe. There's already been enough confusion sort of generated by characters returning, and I think keeping Gadot in the role would make that even worse, especially for the general moviegoer. Now, as for Wonder Woman's future, it's totally up in the air. We do know James Gunn and Peter Safran are working on a series called Paradise Lost, which will take place on Themyscira, but is being described as a Game of Thrones type story about the island and the birthplace of Wonder Woman. But as of right now, there's no indicator that Wonder Woman is actually part of the series. We speculated she could narrate the series, which would be an interesting way to introduce the new actress, but as of right now, it seems like this question has been answered, and the new question is, who's going to be the new Wonder Woman? I'm curious on what you guys think. Let me know if you're happy or sad about Gal Gadot being out, and more so, who would you like to see take up the role in the future? Sound off in the comments below.